Very good morning, cadets. Let us continue the exercise part of chapter 1, that is Rise of Nationalism in Europe. In the last video sessions, we completed the question and answers to, that is, write a short note on Masny, Count de Camillo de Cavour, then Greek War of Independence, Frankfurt Parliament, role of women in nationalist struggle, that is issue of extending political rights and all those things we have completed. Then what steps did French revolutionary take a creative sense of collective? Okay. The question number 2, what steps did the French revolutionaries take to create a sense of collective identity among the French people? The French revolutionary took many important steps to create a sense of collective identity among the French people, which were the ideas of la patrie, that is fatherland, and the le citoyen, that is emphasizing the notion of united community enjoying equal rights under constitution. Prior to this, the estate system not allowed equal rights to all the citizens. A French flag, a tricolor, replaced the royal standard. The Estates General renamed National Assembly and was elected by the group of active citizens. This is last year also we studied. Estates General means the first, second and third estate, meeting of all the three estates. Earlier it was called as Estates General, now it is renamed as National Assembly. The new Hume's oaths martyrs commemorated in the name of nation. Now glorification of martyrs started in France. Central administrative system made uniform laws for the entire nation, discouraging regional dialects and promoting French as a common language. Different type of dialects or the form of language is spoken in different parts. Now all those things are discouraged and common national language spoken. Let us move to the question number 3. Who were Marianne and Germania? What was the importance of the way in which they were portrayed? Marianne and Germania were representative female allegories for the French and German nation. They stood as personification of ideals like liberty and republic. The importance of the way in which they were portrayed lay the fact that public could identify with their symbolic meaning, and this would instill a sense of national unity. Let us move to the answer number 4, that is briefly trace the process of German unification. Very important. In 1800, nationalist feelings were very strong in the hearts of the middle class Germans. They united in 1848 to create a nation state out of the numerous German states. But monarchy and the military got together to repress them, and they gained support from landowners of Prussia, that is, they were called as Junkers. Prussia became the leader of German unification movement. Its chief minister Otto von Bismarck was the architect in progress, with support from Prussian army and Prussian bureaucracy. The unification process was completed after Prussia won wars with Austria, Denmark and France over 7 years. In January 1871, Persian King William I was proclaimed the German emperor in the ceremony held at Versailles? Please write down. Question number 5. What changes did Napoleon introduce to make administrative system more efficient in the territories ruled by him? Napoleon introduced following changes to make administrative system more efficient in the areas ruled by him. He established civil code in 1804, also known as Napoleonic Code. It did away all privileges based on the birth, established equality before law, and secured the right to property. He simplified administrative divisions, abolished feudal system, and freed peasants from serfdom and manorial dues. In towns too, guild system were removed, transport and communication system were improved. Peasants, artisans, businessmen, and workers enjoyed the new found freedom. Next question. Explain what is meant by 1848 revolution of liberals. What were the political, social, and economic ideas supported by the liberals? Hope you written the question. Check the answer. In 1848, the revolution of liberals refers to various national movements pioneered by educated middle class alongside the revolts of the poor, unemployed, and starving peasants and workers in Europe. While in countries like France, food shortage and widespread unemployment during 1848 led to popular uprising in other parts of Europe such as Germany, Italy, Poland, Austro-Hungarian Empire. Men and women of the liberal middle classes came together to voice their demands for the creation of nation state based on the principles of political, social, and economic ideas supported by liberals. Politically, they demanded constitutionalism with national unification, nation state with the written constitution and parliamentary administration. Socially, they wanted to rid of society of its class-based partialities and birth-based rights. Serfdom and bonded labor had to be abolished. Economically, they demanded freedom of market and right to property, abolition of state imposed restrictions on the movement of goods and capital. Okay. Next question. Choose 3 examples to show the contribution of culture to the growth of nationalism in Europe. Hope you are writing. Three examples to show the contribution of culture to the growth of nationalism in Europe were: Romanticism was European cultural movement aimed at developing national unity by creating a sense of shared heritage and common history. The Romantic artist emphasis on emotions, intuitions, and mystical feelings gave shape and expression to nationalist sentiments. The strength of art in promoting nationalism as well as exemplified in the role played by European poets and artists in mobilizing public opinion to support Greek in their struggle to establish their national identities. Folk songs and dance and poetry contributed to popularize the spirit of nationalism and patriotic fervor in Europe. Collecting and recording the different folk forms of folk culture and important for building national consciousness. Being a part of lives of the common people, folk culture enabled nationalists to carry the message of nationalism to an average diverse audience. The Polish composer Karol Karpinski celebrated and popularized the Polish national struggle through opera, music, turning folk dance like Polonaise Mazurka into nationalist symbols. Language also played a distinctive role in developing nationalist feelings in Europe. For example, this is how during Russian occupation the use of Polish came to be seen as a symbol of struggle against Russian dominance. During this period, Polish language was forced out of social school and Russian language was imposed everywhere. Following the defeat of an armed rebellion against Russian rule in 1831, many members of the clergy in Poland began using language as a weapon of national resistance. They did so by refusing to preach in Russian and by using Polish for church gathering and religious instructions. The emphasis on the use of vernacular language, the language of the masses, helped spread of message of national unity. Okay, let us move to question number 3. Through the focus of any two countries, explain how nations developed over 19th century. The development of German and Italian nation state in the 19th century. Political fragmentations till the middle of 19th century, the present day nations of Germany and Italy were fragmented, means divided into separate regions and kingdoms ruled by different princely houses. Revolutionary uprising. 19th century Europe was characterized by both popular uprising of the masses and revolutions led by the educated liberal middle classes. The middle classes belonging to the different German regions came together to form an all German National Assembly in 1848. However, on facing opposition from aristocracy and military and on losing its mass support base, it was forced to disband in the Italian region. During 1830s, revolutionaries like Mazzini sought to establish a unitary Italian republic. However, a revolutionary uprising of 1831 and 1848 failed to unite Italy. You may feel is a very lengthy answer, but no option. Unification of Germany. Unification of Germany. After the failure of revolutions, the process of German and Italian unification was continued by the aristocracy and the army. Germany was united by Prussian Chief Minister Otto von Bismarck with the help of the Prussian army and bureaucracy. The German Empire was proclaimed in 1871. The Italian states of Sardinia and Piedmont played a role similar to played by the Prussia. Count Camillo di Cavour led the movement to unite the separate states of 19th century Italy with the help of army and an alliance of France. The regions annexed by Giuseppe Garibaldi and his red shirts joined with the northern regions to form a united Italy. The Italian nation was proclaimed in 1861. The Papal State joined in 1870. Let us hope you are writing. Let us move to the next question, that is, how was the history of nationalism in Britain unlike the rest of the Europe? The history of nationalism in Britain unlike rest of Europe, because in Britain the formation of nation state was not the result of sudden upheaval or a revolution. Please try to understand the first point. Second one, the primary identities of the people who inhabited the British Isles were ethnic one, that is English, Wales, Scot and Irish. The Act of Union of 1707 between England and Scotland resulted in formation of United Kingdom of Great Britain, meant that England was able to impose its influence on Scotland. Scotland's distinctive culture and political institutions were systematically suppressed. The Scottish Highlanders were forbidden to speak their Gaelic language or to wear their national dress, and large numbers were forcibly driven out of their homeland. The English helped the Protestants of Ireland to establish their dominance over largely Catholic countries. Catholics' revolts against British dominance were suppressed. Ireland was forcibly incorporated into United Kingdom in 1801. The symbols of New Britain, the British flag and the national anthem in English language were actively promoted, and the older nations survived only as subordinating partners to this union. Okay, the last question. Why did nationalist tension emerge in Balkan? Nationalist tensions emerged in the Balkan because of the spread of ideas of romantic nationalism, as also disintegration of Ottoman Empire that had previously ruled over this area. Different Slavic communities in the Balkan began to strive for independence rule. They were jealous of each other, and every state wanted to more territory, even at the expense of others, as the hold of imperial power over Balkans made situations worse. Russia, Germany, England, Austro-Hungary all wanted more control over this area. These conflicts ultimately led to the World War I. So, World War I, the result of Balkan Wars. A very important topic, because Balkan Wars, because of romantic nationalism and spread of the ideas of romanticism. So cadets, with this we completed the question and answers of the chapter. Okay, Question 1, 2, 3, this is the fourth one, fifth one, and steps taken by the revolutionaries. Third question, fourth one, fifth, and then once again discuss part, liberals, and then the second question, continuation of that. Third question, continuation of third question, same continuation. Fourth one, the fifth and the last question. Write down all the question and answers related to the chapter. Moreover, you can have your own question and answers like MCQ questions, short answer type questions, because you can expect any question from the content of chapter number 1, that is rise of nationalism in Europe. Then next video sessions, I'll start the chapter nationalism in India, that is the freedom movement, rise of nationalism in India, chapter number 3 of class 10th history. Take care. Wish you a wonderful day. Thank you very much.